Okay, I had to do it again. I kind of did this for myself, but I had to do it again about this money thing. Because I still watch, you know, different ways to get you out of, like, your situation, knowing, like, your consumer rights and all of that stuff. But while I was doing it, I was thinking, and when I start to thinking, it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper, right? So I was just thinking, I'm just like, the money thing, right? So you know how I kind of said earlier that, it can be done, to continue to work and stuff as long as it doesn't feel like work or whatever. But then when I was thinking about it, when I was listening to the guy, it was more like I don't know, what's the word? It was like, but you're still getting paid with money, right? And then I'm thinking about, well, what are you going to use the money for? Which is going to be for consumer shit, right? Fuck consumer shit. It's consumer shit. It really is, because it's all the things that you really don't need. Yet you think that you need it because it was put in front of your face because they told you you needed it. Nothing ever that was put in front of your face did you ever need. They created the want. Like, it's just like growing up, right? Because I grew up 7 days Adventist, and I didn't eat pork and I didn't eat shellfish. So growing up, I was just like, I still didn't eat it, even though I wasn't religious anymore. And then people was like, oh, you don't know what you're missing out on. And I'm just like, yeah, you're right. I don't know what I'm missing out on because I never had it. You can't miss something you never had. And that was also the trick, because they put all these things in front of you so that you can displace what is really important, which is each and every one of you. Like the people next to you, the people you come from, the people that you meet, those are what's really matter. All those other things was just consumer shit, like I just said, right? So I was thinking about it, and I was just like, well, damn, like, this money shit is the biggest distraction, because even if I say, I mean, yeah, on a bigger scale, it still makes you a consumer, because you're going to use that money for something else at the end of the day. You know what I mean? When everything was actually already given to you freely, which goes back to, when I was talking about freedom, which is a mindset. You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't need anything. Your desires to want material things is what keeps you in bondage, to be honest. Because even though we can play in our heads that we're not working for money because we thoroughly enjoy it, even though when you get that money, what are you doing with it? Are you still spending it more on consumer shit? Or, like, what is the difference? Because I'm like, and it goes back to the saying, I was just like, what am I waiting for? Really nothing. I'm not really waiting for anything, because everything that we need was already out there for us. Even thinking about gardening, like, that is also killing us. Whether we see that or not, agriculture is also killing the plant. I mean, well, mother. You know what I mean? It's killing Earth at the end of the day. So it's just like, again, what are we really considering to be free or conscious? This is what I mean. It's like really a thin line between that and, like, who's really stopping us. Because if you go out in nature just blooms these things naturally. Nobody needs to plant anything. Like, we came along and said, oh, we need to take this, pick it up, and put it over here, because you felt like you was in control. It's not only the animals that got disrupted, it was the plants as well too. Because things just grew where they grew. It had nothing to do with you. Hence, why even if you are a gardener or a farmer, you always trying to predict the future, which is a good harvest. When in nature, it just do what it do. And you go where the animals go because they know where it is at. You just pay attention. It's so simple. So I guess like just to like keep it, I guess, honest with myself and with everybody else, it's just like you can't do it with money. You really can't. Because even the things that you guys buy is taken away from mother. Because think about it. You buy things to store things. You become a hoarder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of, oh, you out freely, you take what you need and you keep it pushing. Nothing is, you're never in excess, never being greedy. You know what I mean? Because whatever you took, where would you keep it? There would be nothing for you to store it. It would just go bad. Which defeats the purpose. I don't know, it just keeps hitting me more and more. Like, hey, how are you? I'm just like, it's so simple. All we gotta do is like literally leave all this shit and just go out there. Like, mother will always take care of us. It's really just that simple. But we keep making it harder on ourselves. Like, we doing it to ourselves. Because each and every way you look at it, even if you don't work for money, you still want to obtain the money. To do what? Keep you more comforted in this material things when you don't need it. Hey, beautiful. Hey. You know what I mean? Like, you really don't need none of this. Like, it's already given. And again, it goes back to this free mindset. Like, who are you really playing? We playing ourselves over and over again. Like, until like we literally just get back out there, we're gonna continue to play ourselves over and over again. Because you're gonna think a job's gonna do it. And if a job's not gonna do it, you think the money's gonna do it. If not the money, you think things are gonna do it. Like, there's gonna be no limit. You're gonna be just like them. Trying to beat them to it. Real shit. Real shit. You just gonna become them. You really gotta pay attention. And that's why I said, can it be done? I'm at this point, I'm like, I can't even see it. I can't. You gotta let it go. Like, all of this shit. That's what's keeping y'all in shackles. That's what's keeping y'all in bondage. Because y'all became hoarders of all these things. That you can't even hold on to. Like, you have to leave them at some point. Regardless. That's why you come here with nothing. You're going to leave with the same thing you came here. Your soul. That is it. So all of these things are costing you. Your soul and your freedom. Man. This shit just gets deep. But I mean, I can fuck with it. I really can. I'm just seeing things how, like, they really is. For real. I know a lot of people can't even think about this shit because it's so surreal. Like, it's so surreal. Like, for real. So, like, I definitely empathize for people who are just looking at me like, girl, there's no way without. But I'm just like, I see it. Like, cause it really is just that simple. But your attachment to it, it's like, an abusive relationship. But you just don't know that you're doing it. That's the realization. For real. Nothing's stopping us. We're limitless beyond this. But you gotta realize it. If you don't, you'll just continue to be like used. Just like this, over and over again. So yeah. That was just like my realization that I just wanted to share. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out, because how I'm seeing the guy is just more traps and traps and traps and traps and traps. It's just entrapments. All of it. You gotta release it. All of it. In order for you to gain everything that you've been missing. But hey, I am that I am, and I know nothing. I'm saying nothing is stopping. Like, nothing. Like, every time I look at it, nothing. Nothing. But yeah. Gratitude. I'm just like taking it in. And it's just like becoming easier and easier to understand. Basics. Which was the most elite. Oh my gosh, don't get me started. Because you know what? We're the one who's primitive. Depending on all this shit. Bro, they had the real ancestors who was doing this shit. And knew how to use the technologies. Use basically nothing. That's the real basics. We have to do all these things and do more laborious things, and then do things that's causing more harm than good. It don't even make sense. Like, that's killing your freaking home. And your parents. Like, all of this shit is killing y'all. But, hey, I guess we're still trying to get it. We don't. The question is so simple. We don't. You don't even use all of it. You don't even use all of it. Like, whoa. Like, come on, how many shirts do you have? How many pants do you have? How many this do you have? Do you really go through them all on a consistent basis? Like, never. None of this shit. There is nothing besides your phone. That's probably the only thing you probably use every effing day. But that's just a conditioning. That's like an entrapment to begin with anyways. Portal. But hey, fulfilling you. What? Huh. You should have been full. They're lacking you. They're lacking you. They're putting you in a place of lack that you feel like you need more than you think you need. It's in excess. But it's an excess and lack. It's a trick. It's like you fake filling yourself up. It's empty gas. Literally. Full of gas. All that shit fermenting. You know what? Let me stop right now, okay? Nah, that's all I really wanted to say. I'm a sec. Bruh, it don't even make sense. It don't. It don't. But gratitude for the laughs. That was just like super funny. But that's all I wanted to say. Hopefully I continue having a wonderful, abundant rising. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.